Hey guys, it's just another knife guy here with the review of a KeyBar. So the whole idea behind the KeyBar is that you can take your keys that would usually be on a keychain and put them on this folding knife style kind of key organizer here. So you can keep your various keys on here. The first set it comes with 3 sets of screws. The first set is good for 4 keys. The second is good for, I believe, 8 keys, and the third is good for 16. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And if you want more than that, you can buy expansion kits on your website, but that is what it comes with off the start. So the second thing is that these have very many options, so you can get, all the way from base aluminum to, crazy Damascus things, and those will range in pricing. So this one specifically is, on the show side, is carbon fiber, and on the almost a lock side, on the back side is titanium. So, and this specific one is right at $60, so we'll talk about that later, but that's just the specific one I have. So let's get into the good and the bad. So the first good thing on this is that they are a ton of options. So ranging from, carbon fiber and titanium to aluminum and aluminum, and you can get different anodized options for these, and there's different patterns. You can get ones with, a flag pattern on them, up to, these crazy materials that they'll do for you. And they also have custom ones, so if you want to, work with them himself and make a custom one that's just what you want, you can also do that, but of course that will get a bit pricier. So there's a lot of options to suit your needs with the KeyBar. The second is that the lower models are fairly inexpensive. Now the higher ones can get very pricey, and we'll talk about that later, but the lower models start at about $30 you get off Amazon and their website, which is keybar.us. So I do think that's a very fair price for what you're getting there and the build quality of this tool. The third good thing is that it is made in the USA, so it's none of these parts are outsourced anywhere. It's 100% made in the USA in Savannah, Georgia. Okay, another great thing is that it can be used with tools. So if you don't have that many keys, or you just want to add some extra tools, you can certainly do that. So on this one, I've got a bottle opener and a Phillips head screwdriver, and these I just got off a generic cheap little multi-tool, which you can buy it anywhere where you get little cheap tools, but they do also actually sell tools to be used with these guys, and that's really cool. Another great thing is that they're just flathead screws, so you don't need a Torx driver or anything to use these screws, because if they loosen up on the go, you can always just tighten them with any flathead screwdriver, or they will actually work with a dime, which I find is really nice, because a dime just works fine to tighten them and loosen them, and add whatever you want, and you can simply just throw a dime in your wallet for whenever you may need it. The second one is that it comes with a clip option, so I haven't got mine on here just because I find the clip has a little play in it, and we'll of course talk about that on the bad side of this, but you can have an option for a clip, which is really nice. So that'd be good. So also is that these fits keys nicely. If you look at your some of your knockoff cheap brands like Key Smart or Key Ninja, any of those little cheapy things, the keys will kind of poke out of the sides of your organizer. But on these, you can see here they all fit within the KeyBar really nicely, and there's definitely nothing to snag on your pockets when you are carrying this guy around. The next thing is that it comes with a key fob, so this will be great. I mean, currently I don't drive, but if you have a key fob, you can clip it right onto there, and it'll be really nice because you can put that in your pocket, and you can include a key fob on your KeyBar, so that's very nice to me. The next one is that they do nice milling. So you can see right there it says KeyBar, so this is 100% CNC milled, which is actually really nice. So it's deeply etched in there. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but it's very tactile and looks very nice in my opinion, especially on the carbon fiber, because it really gives it a nice 3D kind of look. The next is that they ship you plenty of washers, so you can look in there and see, you know, the different keys and washers that I have on there, but they ship you more than enough washers to fit all of your keys, which is something other brands definitely do not do. So you're going to have to buy expansion packs and all that other stuff, and it can just get really confusing and frustrating in the end. The second is that it ships in a nice little tin. So, you know, instead of just having a little bag, it ships in a tin, which, you know, could be really nice. It just gives you a little sense of, you know, quality. So also these fit a tools that Clicker has put out. You know, it's a line of tools called stowaway tools, and they're just little mini tools made to fit in, you know, key organizers or put them on carabiners, anything like that, and these are made to fit those. So if KeyBar doesn't make the tool that you're looking for, Clicker definitely has them, because I believe they have over 20 different tools you can fit in these. The next thing is that the metal is very nicely finished. As you can see, this titanium has kind of a stone wash, but then tumbled, so it gives it a very smooth finish, but also looks really appealing to the eye. Another thing that I definitely value is that this was the original key organizer. If you go to Amazon and search key organizer, or, you know, even KeyBar, you'll get a lot of, you know, cheap little $10, $15 options that are pretty much knockoffs of these, because these have been around way before those, and this was kind of the original guy who made up that idea. Okay, next we'll be moving on to the bad side of this, which are a couple things, but I don't think they're too major, but we'll just go into it. So as I mentioned a couple times earlier, the clip that goes on this kind of sucks. Now I don't have it to show you right now, and I apologize for that, but when you put the clip on, it takes up about 3 washer spaces, so it's hard to fit, you know, your 4 keys, the key fob, and the clip on here. It can just kind of get kind of fat, and the screws won't go in right. So that could definitely be an issue. Also, when you put it in, the clip has a little play in it, so it will move around from side to side in your key bar, which I could see being very annoying. The second, if you don't want the clip in, there's just going to be pretty much a hole in the side of your key bar. So that's kind of annoying, and it can kind of catch on things since the inside of that is kind of sharp. So I wish they would have included some kind of plate you can put in to, you know, kind of fill that hole, or you can order them with the option of with the clip in or out. So that is kind of frustrating, and they can be considered pricey. So this one was $60, which I believe they could manufacture it a bit cheaper, because $60 isn't a whole lot of money, or is a whole lot of money for what this is. And especially when you move up onto their customs, you can be paying upwards of $150 just for a key organizer, which I can see there's, you know, a lot of, you know, kind of man jewelry in that, but it can get kind of pricey when you get up there. Also, in the website, the carbon fiber looks very glossy, as it kind of looks here, but when you get it in hand, you'll notice that the carbon fiber is very matte, so it's not as glossy as I think you would expect. And I wish they could, you know, just kind of include something under the description that says carbon fiber may be, you know, less glossy than depicted. And another thing that really bugs me is that the carbon fiber has some voids, and I believe you'll be able to see that. But throughout the sides of the carbon fiber, there's little gaps in it, and that's called voids. You usually see these in knife handles more than this kind of thing, but it does have a little bit of voids. Now this is purely aesthetic. It won't affect the strength or function in any way, but that, you know, could have been addressed and probably caught by quality control. Yes, this is another kind of, you know, frustrating thing. As you can see, the key fob is about twice as thick as a washer, so it's really hard to, you know, make these two sides even, because, or actually it's more of 1.5 times thick. So I wish they would have just either made this either just 2 times as thick or just as thick as a washer, because it can take up more space and just be kind of, you know, frustrating trying to figure out what keys to put where and what to do what with. So the last bad thing is that the tools that they produce are kind of pricey. You're going to pay around $60 just for a pry bar. Now it is made in D2, which is a good steel, but I believe if you're going to be making a pry bar which, you know, you won't need to ever cut things with, and D2 is mainly a knife steel. You don't need to worry about the steel. I wish they would have just thrown, you know, some aluminum or titanium in there to bring those costs down. So my final conclusion is that this is a great item for EDC, and I believe they're doing a great thing by making this. I think they should continue, and if you have a need for this, definitely pick one up and don't go anywhere else. Go straight to KeyBar. Thank you.